I respect everybody until they get my disrespect. Every single day we get new revelations in the NSA spying. As I said in my last video, O'Bunghole himself slipped up. I don't know if anybody else noticed it. He was off of his teleprompter, so I caught the little slip. Hopefully you did. Anybody that records what he says, as I do, can go back and review it and find it. It's quick. It's just a fleeting moment, but you have to be able to catch it. What he said that caught my attention. We don't listen to the calls. And then later on in the same speech, he said certain key words will be used to review the call. He said this. To look into the call, to investigate the call. However he put it, he said the phrase that, when you say a few key words. Well, in order to hear those few key words, they do have to be listening in now, don't they? Are you hearing me now? Did you get that part? So when he told you that he wasn't listening in on calls and they weren't reading every email, they're not reading everyone. How are they catching those key words? Here's how I believe. Another slip-up came from McCain, who now wants to replace all of the Snowdens of the world who have access to this information that shouldn't in the first place. Yeah, McCain, nobody should access this information in the first place. The government shouldn't have had it for Snowden to get it and release it. Do you have that, you rhino asshole? I had a lot of respect for you, McCain, for your POW status, but somebody must have brainwashed you while you were there, because you're a total friggin' idiot now. I think you're really going insane. You've gone off the deep end. So, back to the NSA spying. Like I said, O'Bunghole himself let this slip, and I caught it. Like I said, I recorded this. I watch. I can't listen to the asshole spew his shit. But later on, the talking heads always play snippets from his speeches, and of course I caught it again. But anyway, as I said, he let it slip that certain key words will trigger. How can they trigger if nobody's paying attention? Funny. So we also learned that there is, oh yes, is collusion between the government agencies. Not just the NSA, it's not just the IRS, it's not just the SEC, it's not just the DHS. See all of these alphabet soup agencies that are colluding now. And who are they colluding against? The United States citizen. Why would an IRS agent need to be training to shoot an AR-15 and an AK-47? Because a congressman caught them doing this, training, asking, why is an IRS training to shoot some of those? Colluding against us. All the while listening to everything. As a matter of fact, to the NSA, IRS, DHS, whoever else is sticking their nose in where it doesn't belong. The collusion is tyranny upon the people. It is the government that is supposed to fear the people, never the other way around. So we're supposed to rise up and do something, because this is full-on tyranny. As I just said, every alphabet soup organization or department in the United States government now is colluding. Who are they colluding against? They're not colluding against Al-Qaeda. They're not colluding against terrorism. They're colluding against you and I, the American citizen. They are watching and listening to everything we say. Remember that? Certain keywords trigger further investigation. Well, they can't get to them certain words unless they're listening in the first place. So as I just said, everything is being listened to. Everything. Every email, every call, every YouTube video, as I said, little shout out to our friends. But to call it a war on terrorism, to absolutely shred the Constitution, is no justification. As we see, some Boston bombers that it is now a fact that the Russian government warned our government about twice. And with all of their spying capabilities that are now out in the open, we know what they can do. They've admitted to it. They backtrack afterwards, but they admit it. They couldn't follow 2 Boston bombers. Really? Unless they led them by the nose. It was a black flag or a false flag operation, and these 2 kids were led by the nose. Is that maybe why we were told that this kid that survived had a traumatic throat injury? This was big news. And then the photos leak out of no throat injury whatsoever. Anybody notice that but me? Well, now, back to the NSA and all of this spying horseshit and watching me. There's no justification for shredding my Constitution. Even when you call it protecting me from terrorism, you're a liar. This information, the NSA and the DHS and all of these alphabet soup agencies gather and then collude is against the United States citizen. Who else is it against? Is it against the Mexicans coming over the border in droves, eating our financial system out of house and home? We're ready to give these people citizenship over people that have been waiting in line and doing things legally. Who should be rewarded with citizenship? Not a bunch of sloths. Who, as I said in one of my previous videos, the IRS helped. They had to have been helping illegal aliens to fraud the IRS out of millions of dollars, because they're sending thousands upon thousands of IRS returns to illegal aliens to one address. These are facts. These are facts. The United States government colluding against us, shredding the Constitution in the name of protecting us. 800, I don't know, it's more like 80 million, I believe. 80 million gun owners in the United States. We can protect ourselves. And if the United States government keeps pushing, I think they're going to find out. So what is a patriot to do? Sitting on our hands isn't doing it. Look over at Egypt. Look over in Brazil. Look over in Turkey. These people are now showing us how to do it. We can't sit on our hands and let the United States government trample all over your and my constitutional rights and call it in the name of terrorism. No, there is no justification for standing on my Constitution. Get off. My Constitution is for me, the citizen, to stand on. The government can't stand on it. Let's have a look at the Constitution. Do you know what it is? It's a bunch of restrictions on the government, not on the citizen. As a matter of fact, it outlines the citizen's freedoms. It's kind of why the Second Amendment is the only one, read on through, that has the words, shall not be infringed. Remember that. An overpass protest, write your thoughts on a sheet. hanging over the side of a highway overpass where many can see as they pass below. Overpass protests. Go ahead, make one up yourself. Join one that's already going on. Either way, start getting your word out. Congressmen and senators are home on a break, so they're in their districts. Call up their office, flood them with calls. Give them your point of view. Let them know how unhappy we are with a part-time economy in this country right now. A part-time economy that they are about to flood with a bunch of illegal alien criminals. They're lawbreakers. We cannot let these people flood our system even more. We got to take the money that we're sending them and that we're letting us defraud our government out of and use that money to ship them back where they belong. Why is it that Mexico has a nice fence on the border of Venezuela, but not on the border of the United States? Wow, look into that. You know? You cannot stand on my Constitution and call it justified for any reason. There's no reason. Bring in a bunch of crying mommies to stand in front of Congress and Senate to take away the citizens' God-given, inalienable right to own a gun to protect themselves wherever they go. That's unconscionable. To bring a bunch of crying, grieving parents to try to take away other parents' rights to protect their children? We don't need less guns. We need more guns. Look at facts. Facts say the more guns there are, the less crime there is. That's a fact. Well, we have idiots who will actually make the statement. Some asshole on CNN actually said crime is at an all-time low and prisons are at an all-time high, and I can't understand how... Hey, retard, you don't understand that? Crime is so low because the criminals are in jail where they belong, not out, marauding the public. I mean, leftards are so alien to me. I can't understand their thinking whatsoever, at all. Drink your Kool-Aid. Go graze on some more grass, you friggin' sheep, because you're useless in society. Common Core? Are you people out of your mind? Indoctrinating children? This is totally, absolutely insane. As I said, Congress and senators are on their little break. Call them up. Call up their office. Give them your point of view on all subjects. Tell them. No amnesty, no way. And you tell them, you don't suggest to them, you tell them their job is on the line. We have votes coming up. We have elections coming up. Guess what? You're a vote. You have a voice. Now is the time to speak it. An overpass protest. Daily calls. Don't just do one tomorrow. Don't just do one Tuesday. Don't just do one Wednesday. Every day, man. And don't just make one call. Call your senator, call your congressman, call your governor of your state. Tell them we are sick and tired of being stepped on by the United States government. Our economy is in the toilet. We need jobs, and this United States government stands in the way of people making and creating jobs. Look at the part-time economy right now. That is not small businesses' fault. Obungo says he built that? Yeah, that's exactly what he built. A part-time economy. Make your voice heard. Tell them they cannot say that terrorism is a reason to stand on my Constitution. Nobody wipes their ass with my Constitution. To try and say they're fighting terrorism does not justify breaking constitutional mandate. You cannot at all, ever. But Obungo keeps breaking law after law after law. I don't know if anybody noticed it the other day except me, but mentioning a sealed indictment, no matter who you are, is unlawful if I'm not mistaken. Good luck, America. God bless us all. Good luck. I think we're going to need it.